Guys, this is LJ Mast, author of the book Get Your Head Out of the Sand. Today we are going to take a look at my 2018 Jeep Compass, and we're going to try to figure out why a windshield wiper fluid keeps leaking. So I was going to originally do a video showing how to take out the reservoir, and I realized that's not necessary. So all you need to do is get started here is go ahead and turn that wheel all the way to the left, and then you need to use an 8mm socket, or you can also use a wrench for that, one of those ratcheting wrenches, and you use that for half of the bolts. There's about 4 of them, and then they've got some washer nuts that you need a 10mm for. So I'll try to show some of that for you, and hope that this works for you. I found out what the leak was, so you will get the answer in this thing. I'm actually making this part of the video after I fixed it. So if you like what you see, like, subscribe, and comment. Okay, for the next part, I'm not sure if I'll show everything, but basically you have these 8mm bolts holding in the inside. It goes around, and you can see it goes back halfway where I got the light there. We're not going to remove the entire thing because we would have to take the wheel off. We're going to try to do this with the wheel on, so that those of you who don't have a jack have a way of fixing it. So if later on I find out I have to remove the tires, then we'll go ahead and modify the video. Meantime, I'm going to put this on some fast forward, and I'll go ahead and attempt to remove this. Okay, I'd like to point out that on the very top and also on the edges here, you have it's like a plastic nut and washer combination, which is going to require a 10mm socket. You're not going to reach there with with the other wrench. And I said 8mm. You can use the ratchetable wrench. I went ahead and did that because on the top there in the engine cavity, when you're removing that one nut, you have to have a ratchet wrench. Down here in the wheel well, you can use a socket set if you'd like, but it's 10mm, and it's unfortunately you're going to have to, for up here, you will have to use a socket. You can't use a wrench. Okay, I've moved the liner back a little bit so you can see the bottle, and let me put this in here, and you can see there's a little bit of fluid down at the bottom. So I would suspect that the leak is higher than what the current fluid level is. I'm thinking it's going to be one of these attachments here, maybe one of the gaskets. So what we're going to do is go ahead and add water to it and see if we can see where it's leaking. Okay, I want you to see what's going on here. If I turn this just a little bit, which I don't think I should be able to do, you can see what happens. Just a little bit of sideways pressure there. And it's all coming out. So that's most definitely where our problem is. Okay, so I was able to pull this out. It goes in like this, snaps in place. And all I did is just went ahead and snapped it back out. So the bottom's kind of hard to see, but right here is a hole. That's where the leak is, and also from down here. So what I'm thinking is this gasket right here is leaking, and we'll go ahead and take a look at that, figure if we can find a way to seal that. Okay, I want you to see, I went to Advanced Auto and got a new grommet, pulling this one off here, and you'll see the difference when I put the new one on. See, it's got a little filter. Now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead and pop that back in, add some water, see if it holds. If it doesn't keep from leaking, then I'm going to put some sealant around the grommet, and that should take care of the situation. Let me stick that through the hole. and pop that in there and down. Push it down there, and it's in place. And I'm going to pause, add some water to it, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so I went ahead and added water. You can see there's the level up there. And I'm looking, and I don't see any dripping at all. Looks nice and dry. So there you go. Now you finish up, go ahead and put the liner back in place, and put those the 8 millimeters and bolts and the 10 millimeter nut washers, and you'll be all set. Now if you find a crack or something, you have to remove this whole thing. There is a bolt back here that's holding in place. I'm not going to try showing it to you right now, but that would be a different video. I don't feel like anyone's going to really have to remove this actual reservoir. You're just going to need to go ahead and deal with, you're going to have a leak either here or most likely right there where the pump is. You saw how easy it just pops right out. Well, you pop it in, it should be holding, but if the grommet's bad and you notice that the little basket sieve that was around it, the inlet was broken off, and that was where we had a leak from. Okay, I hope that helps. Y'all have a good day. Don't forget, if you like this, to press the like button, subscribe to my channel.